Tee hee hee. Tee hee hee. What the actual fuck?
Let's get nuts.
And that is the downside of trying to play a file directly off of the machine when it is at 4K and yeah, 4K at fucking 60 frames a second. Whoopsie. Anyway, hi, happy Friday. So I'm a little behind. I was dealing with dogs, but you know how that is. What's a happening? What's shaking? What's going down? Ah, it's Wednesday. I know. But I said happy Friday because I don't have a Friday that I can stream this week. So this is kind of like my streaming Friday. 4K at 60 is great. Yeah, because when I ended up, or rather when I put the thing together, I ended up, it was done at 768 by 432 at 8 frames a second, and then I upscaled it. Um, I didn't realize I upscaled it to 4K. I thought I put it to 2K, but here we are. Apparently, I put it to 4K. So, yeah, that's what I ended up doing. So that copy is on YouTube for the patrons to enjoy. Um, but yeah, I was trying to set it up so that I could play it off of YouTube, so I could stream instead of having to play the file locally. But it was harassing me, and there was a delay that I didn't like. So, oh well, here we are, I suppose. Anyway, how's your hump day going, kids? Yeah, Friday went. Yeah, it's Fry Wednesday. I know. No, it's my streaming Friday because I don't get one this week, which makes me sad because I was in no condition last week to do so. And also, it's my kid's Friday at school because she has the next 2 days off. So it's decidedly non-hump like. That's fair. Oh yeah, big non shout out to Tiamara, who's not here, who's not here. Tiamara is not lurking. She's actually working very hard right now. So big non shout out to her. My kid has Friday and next Monday off. That's right. Big shout out to Tiamara. Actually, I'll do that. There it is. That one right there. Body's stuck on cold, having a hard time regulating the body temperature. That sucks. That very sucks. I managed to make myself food today, which is awesome. Good job, Lady Z. My kid has her birthday the week after eating. Stupid atnaling. Does that... I thought that still worked if you put the at in there. For some reason, I thought that that worked. Or they fixed it or some shit. Or maybe that was a different bot. Maybe that was the Botrix one. I don't know. I don't remember. Anyway. Checking. Nope. No, it doesn't. Look at that. No avatar. Oh, that's what I forgot to do. I knew I was forgetting something. I was having a conversation with Jasa and I got distracted. Because Jasa is coming home from... Does he have a tail, maybe? Yes. Right there. But yeah, I was having a conversation with Jasa via text because she's coming home from school, and she was craving what the fuck's she craving? Come on, words. A can of Pringles. So I gave her $5, but I asked her to bring me home something. So I was having a conversation with her about that, and I got distracted from setting up the avatars. That's what it was. There we go. We'll fire those puppies up right now. Hold on. We can do this. Ready? Ready? Go. Yay. Avatar's incoming. Kid's going to be 15 at the end of this month. Holy shit. That's crazy. Something about how y'all set it up. I don't know. I think it was the Botrix that I also got distracted from taking my meds today. Whoops. I'm pretty sure that was the Botrix that took that out and did it properly. Turned 16 last December. Might not make it to 17. Ah, yes, that tender age of I brought you into this world and I can take you out. I know that age well. I've already had one go through it, and I have one thinking that she's going through it. Excuse me. So I see Mac Gray Rap. Are you still hanging around, or did you just want to drop in and make a smart-ass comment? Because we love smart-ass comments. And also, do you rap? And also, are you any good? Not just like in your own mind, like, are you any good? I'm having a heart attack. She did. I'm choking her ass out. That's crazy. My 16-year-old. 18-year-old. Hey! Danny. Holy moly, yeah, 31 months. Jesus Christ. That is insane. Madness, I tell you. Ultra madness. I feel like Tiamara, who is not hiding, who is not hiding here, who is working on her artwork. For those of you who don't know, I'm sure most of you know, but who also did my big ass squirrel Mandalorian. I don't know if she's taking commissions right now. I was thinking about this the other day that I wanted to do a little from one artist to another. I can't find the sour cream bacon chips. Oh, one sec. Anyway, I don't know if she's doing commissions. But you and Lady Z, I wanted you guys actually to send me a little write-up on what your commissions cost so that I can promote you guys and your artwork, because I would like to do that since I promote other artists and whatnot, like J13 and his music and Psychotic Refuge and their music and stuff like that. I thought that might be a fun little thing to do. So I would like you guys to send me a DM with some of your guys' prices so that I can help promote you as the wonderful artists that you are. Because I am all about helping my friends. And then
draw me like one of your leather dinos.
Rar. She can rar. Draw me like one of her leather dinos. That's so wholesome. I heard my calling. Yes, you did. Apparently, you missed the entire thing I just said. That's okay. That's all right. I forgive you. It's okay. Hello, Sabine. I see a bean puppy. Hello, the bean. Did you want to come and say hi to the people? Or did you just want to walk in the room, make a scene, and then leave? Well, that seems a little more your style. Hi, Gooby. I was typing in Mars chat. Oh, I see. I see. Oh, Goop's gonna come say hi. Hi, Gooby. Hi, buddy. What are you doing? Hi, Gooby. What's going on? What's going on? All 200 hours on one CD. How about my solo album of Slide Whistle? All 200 hours. All on one CD. Brought to you by KTEL. Up in my DMs? Yep, get up in her DMs. That's right. Hi, Goop. Can I help you? Can I help you, buddy? You guys were just outside. All right. Still can't find them. Well, apparently Jasa cannot find the chips that I asked her to grab me. Oh well. Such is life. Oh well. I'll just sit here and be like Eeyore. No chips for me. They're gonna like 100 so like beyond Blu-ray. 100 terabytes. Honestly, that wouldn't surprise me that they would be able to do something like that, because if you look at the size of a compact disc compared to a DVD, they're the same size, right? Just thicker, essentially. So they went from CDs to DVDs to Blu-rays, right? The disc is all about the same size, except for the thickness of it. Oh, what a cute kid. Did you want anything else? I just said surprise me. I'll let her decide. She can bring me home a treat with my own money. They're hoping to replace external hard drives and compact even further. Okay, but I mean, like, let's take a look at the size of some external. I'm not going to pick these up because they're attached, but I'm looking at, I've got 3 external hard drives sitting over here, okay? Now, looking at the size of those, compared to something like an M.2 drive, right? Which is the size of a stick of RAM, right? Versus a flash drive, here it is, right? Versus something like a flash drive, which they can cram upwards of, I think the biggest I have seen, I don't know if I've seen a terabyte of these, but I know I've seen, like, then again, I also haven't looked recently. Wouldn't surprise me if they could get a terabyte onto this by now, right? Obviously, M.2 drives. I don't know how practical putting a hard drive onto onto an actual, like, physical compact disc kind of thing would be. I don't know the practicality of that. Also, if you think about it, what are the odds of it skipping? Well, I guess no different than any other physical drive. 2 terabytes the biggest I think I've seen in a thumb drive. Yeah, I haven't looked recently, but it wouldn't surprise me. They're reading differently. This is hard to type. If you happen across the article, just DM it to me, because I'd love to read that. They're smaller than a stick around. Some of the close to the side of a 50-cent piece. Electrical surge won't damage or delete the info. Huh. See, that's intriguing. I'd be intrigued by something like that. But thinking about it in the way of, like, physical round or whatever. Again, not knowing what I'm talking about here. But compared to something like an M.2 drive, I think I would honestly lean more that way. Now, that being said, I have an M.2 drive that can't decide whether it's connected or not half the fucking time, so I Hi, Story Mage. New type of laser to do it. That does not shock me either. They would have to. Hook your computer up to uninterruptible power supply. You don't have to worry about power surges anyways, just saying. Yeah, well, considering that up here, the price of electricity is uncapped, right? So the companies can just charge you whatever the fuck they like. The odds of anybody around here having an uninterruptible power supply, considering that most of us are having trouble keeping up with our goddamn bills, is questionable. Art, documents, music, etc. Cool. What are we discussing today? What are we not discussing today? Currently, new types of storage media. I was talking about wanting to promote my artistic friends. So for those of you that are artists and do commissions, I want you guys to DM me what your rates are so that I can help promote you. Because there was actually, this, speaking of off topic, being the topic, this relates back to a conversation that I had in VC yesterday about how I like to help my friends whenever I can, right? And how there have been times where, okay, thank you, Chris. There have been times where it has bitten me in the ass, and there will continue to be times where helping a friend out will bite me in the ass. This part I'm sure everybody can relate to. In fact, gotta run, gotta get Panda, and go get cracked. Hey, well, good luck getting cracked. But how many of you, I'm sure you can relate, have had friendships in the past where you ended up getting bit in the ass for it? And I guess, are you more cautious going forward? Or do you still want to help your friends anytime that you can? Right? Do you understand my questioning, I guess? No, it never happened. No, never does. But I'm still going to do it. Yep. My brain did not compute the question. Okay, so the question is, in previous friendships, relationships, and stuff like that. Okay. In previous friendships, have you ever been in a friendship where something went kind of sideways and you tried to help a friend out and you ended up, I don't want to say being punished for it, but, you know, it ended up backfiring and things went sideways and whatever else. And so obviously you were kind of, you know, upset or bitter about the situation. And then moving forward, how difficult is it for you to continue putting yourself out there to help your friends out without being bitter about the times that you've been bitten in the ass in the past? I guess it's, hey, V with 30 months.
Let's get nuts.
Woohoo, dancing squirrelies. I'm 30 again. Yes, you are. You're a mere child now. Look at all those emojis. Wow. It's like an emoji hell. I love it. Because, I mean, the type of... Sorry, Jasa texting. The type of friend that I try to be is one that will help another one out anytime that I can, you know, that it's possible for me to. And the number of times that in the past has bitten me in the ass, and yet I keep doing it, right? I guess kind of a bigger, broader conversation, I suppose, compared to my initial topic of wanting to help my friends out, specifically the artists in the channel here, by helping them promote their works, right? Right, hold on. Psychotic. Pulled a gun on. Oh, wow. Didn't warn me he was there. It was crazy. I never gave her a ride again. Yeah, no kidding. I don't have time to unpack all of that. I mean, per person, it could definitely be, you know, a much bigger thing. Family is what bit back. Not had friends for a long time, but I try to help. Yeah. Or you could do the Bush thing. Fool me once, you fool me once, you can't fool me again. Well, that's not true. In this instance, you sound like an optimistic person towards friends. I try to be. Like, I honestly try to be. I want, and maybe it's autistic naivety, maybe is what it is, but I try to see the best in people. I want to see the best in people, knowing full well that the world does not look like that in all reality. That me putting myself out there has been taken advantage of more than once, and that there are a lot of people that just are inherently greedy and selfish, and, you know, not to go as far as saying narcissistic or anything like that, but, you know, there are people out there that are just straight up fucking selfish, period. I mean, I think we all can be to a degree, when it makes sense, you know, putting yourself and your family first, right? Things like that. But I mean, taking advantage of somebody else. Like I've had friends do that to me countless times in the past. Countless, right? Not to gigantic extremes or anything like that. But I mean, you know, a little bit here and there kind of thing. And I think everybody has had that happen to them. View the world with reality of how the world is. Mostly it's a low support autism problem. Moderate and high support tend to deal with this less. Well, yeah, because... Whoop, hello. Is she home already? Calm your barking down, you little shit. Up until I started talking to people here in Discord, I haven't got fucked over by people I call friends, so I do have trust issues on there, but often want to help people where I can. No, and I understand that, you know, like, if you think about it in a relationship capacity, that not even necessarily like a romantic relationship or anything, but because even on that conversation, I know that there are numerous cases where we are more easily susceptible to being taken advantage of in romantic relationships by narcissistic people, right? By people that they play on our... Now, depending on how your neurodivergency works with you, you know, there are cases where, say in a romantic relationship, when you start one, you've got all of the dopamine, right? It's like, it's brand new, it's novel, and, you know, all of the love bombing and stuff like that. You know, we can be overbearing sometimes with that in a lot of cases, and that makes it very easy for us to be taken advantage of by those types of people. But not even in like the romantic relationship capacity, just in that. And I don't want to say it's a neurodivergent thing, because I don't believe that it is. Angie points out a good one there, that autistic people are not known for being able to reconcile an idealistic view of the world with the reality of how the world is. Yeah, overall that is true. The way I understood it, we were less likely to be the kind of person who would fuck someone over intentionally. We tend to struggle with identifying the people that would, or when it's happening. Again, you know, depending on how your brain works with you, that's one of those, you don't want to broad stroke it, but yeah, more often than not, I've heard a lot of that. Laughs in being raised by a narcissist. It really said, go big or go home. I can't not see the positive in people except for myself. I want to be gullible, hence why I partially ended up with DID. Because trauma is a real fucking thing. Excuse me. Yeah, that, the broader topic, I guess, and again, the conversation that I had in VC yesterday. It's funny because there was a part of me that kind of wanted to apologize for going all over the place with this, and I'm like, why? They get it. Is that I want to help my friends, right, when I can. So this is why I want, in this case, my artist friends to let me know what their commission prices are so that I can help promote them, right? And anybody who prefers Tia Mara's art style, there are a ton of people that do. Like Mara is a fucking amazing artist, so that way I can kind of go, hey, over there. Or people who prefer Lady Z style, I can go, hey, over there. She can draw you like one of her leather dinos, or whomever, right? I was gonna end up getting hurt and building a wall, which can be made out of cotton candy. But yeah, we tend to share. Yeah, we also tend to share a symptom with narcissists. We do tend to love bomb people and then ignore them, though not intentionally on our part. Then we remember you and your love bomb again. Yep. The whole object permanence that comes with people, or active object memory, as I prefer to say. Yeah, I've been guilty of that my entire life, right? My father will never let me fucking live it down. Ever, right? Because if I don't think about him, then I forget he exists, and then I tend to not message, and things like that. And, I'm the same with my oldest, right? I tend to forget to message them because I forget they exist, because they're not at the forefront of my thoughts, because, hi brain, you're an asshole. It's a thing, and it happens to so many of us, and then we end up, on guilt trips. Pack your bags, kids, off we go on a guilt trip, because this person is like, well, why don't you think of me? Sabine, Jace is home, how can you tell? Hello, baby. Please come pet your damn dog.
I will, just one sec.
My mom snapped at me for that just this week. Yep. Right. I've heard about that my whole damn life. Owns a building wall. Oh, yeah, I read that one. Accidentally lost friends. Yeah, me too. I'm pretty sure most of us have. Right? When you accidentally lose friends because I forgot you existed. And COVID did not help that in any way. There are a ton of friends that I keep meaning to reach out to, right? I want to write up this great big thing of like, hey, I'm sorry I forgot about you. This is what's been going on in my life. By the way, sorry, COVID did not help that in any way whatsoever. So it's a bit of pot kettle. Hello, my child. Come to this side over here. Oh no, you're good there. Okay. Hello.
I'm here to pay you.
Okay, you're here to pay me.
Yeah,
Is that your child, Ray?
No, it's to make up for the fact that I wasn't able to afford anything else.
Well, I mean, in all reality, you could have. It's just, well, you could have afforded $2.20 worth of stuff.
Ah.
No big deal. Did you get your Pringles?
Yep.
All right.
There were small cans, because the big cans were like $5 and something cents.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Well, that was the point, was to be able to get you a small can of Pringles. That's what you said you wanted.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure. Whatever you got, Pringles.
Yeah.
Good enough, right?
Yeah.
Anyway.
It did cost.
Oh, has she been told today? Oh, no.
No, I haven't.
You have not been told today?
No.
Uh-oh. Well, thanks, Chris, for reminding me of that. Because you have not been told today, please allow me to tell you,
You shall.
I love you, and I am very proud of you.
I love you too.
All right.
You.
I got all my neurodivergent from my father, because, yeah, we forget each other exists. Oh, God, deal with your cat, please.
I just wanted to be a real squirrel. Polarbeard at 88 wants to know what was the latest grand idea that popped into your head.
Well, if you were here at the beginning of the stream, you saw it. What was the latest grand idea that popped into my head? It was the intro. It was the brand new intro for the stream. That was it. It started with... actually, hold that thought for a second. I just want to address a couple of last second comments here. Bit about kettle. COVID helped me lose a lot of some bad people. It did for me as well. Get all my neurodivergent. My father, we caught that one there. And we covered the Jason part. Okay, so yeah, the intro that started with. I wanted to. Okay, I'm gonna need a drink for this one. I wanted to come up with a series, or rather, an AI video. Is essentially where it leads to. Okay, I wanted to generate a sequence of AI images, animate them, and then try and tell a story. Now, this is something that I've wanted to do for about a year, give or take. I wanted to do this with the Yesterday music video, but I haven't been able to get the kind of consistency that I want in order to generate a good sequence for that. So I kind of like baselined it a little bit. So I wanted to come up with kind of a little story. Now, I don't know if you were paying attention and you kind of followed along with the broader spectrum story that I have going on, which is basically, at its very, very base, is just a guy out in a dystopian wasteland who's trying to get somewhere, finds a car, takes the car, drives to the city, ends up at the club. Right, which the club, in my mind, representing the community, representing all of us, right, representing the neurodivergent community. So, you know, this person lost, alone, out in the middle of the desert, finds a way to get to their destination, which ends up being a group of squirrely buggers who are just partying away. At its core, that's the story I wanted to generate. That was it. Right? I don't know if that's if you saw that in the video or not. But yeah, that was the latest grand idea that I had. For those who did not, actually, you know, we're going to do it this way so that shit actually works. Hang on a second. Let me get a little browser window going here. So that we can do this fucking properly. Actually, I'll try and see it next time. I will show you right now. I was torturing myself for my health. That's fair. Sorry, just trying to get to the, here we go. Stop, pause. Okay, we're going to pause that one there. Is it going to pick it up? I'm venturing it won't. Nope, of course it did not. Why would it? Because that would make my life easy. Browser capture. I want, not Spotify, intro. I want this one. All right. Why are there two? There we go. Okay. So I'll show you the video here. Tell me if this is if you can see that story. Okay. Now this part here, I wanted to set it up so that when I hit the button, it would try and seamlessly interrupt the standby and hijack it and take it over at the beginning, as opposed to the old intro. Okay, so have a look. my authenticator. Okay, so I'm just gonna pause that real quick. Obviously, you can tell a lot of this being the AI generated. Now, I went back in with After Effects, and I don't know if you guys can see like the sun streaks and stuff like that. I use the same program that J.J. Abrams is like the biggest fan of, and that's optical flares, to do like yeah, you can see the sun streak right here, right? So I wanted to try and make that as realistic-ish as I could, on top of having the AI generated background and stuff, right? So anytime that there is, just about any time that there is a sun, there is an optical flare effect sitting over top of it. And I did the same thing with the lasers and some of the pulsing lights in the nightclubs. Right, this one here, right, optical flare. And then kind of being followed by that closed circuit camera thing. Very proud of that one here because the sun dips behind the building. The fact that I actually got that to animate a walking scene blows my fucking mind. I'm not gonna lie. So he gets to the club. He's met by the doorman. Chris told me yesterday, she's like, you should have made that Shoost. I'm like, yeah, but then it would have looked like me, and then that's kind of self-serving. And it can't be in my intro without...
Let's get nuts.
Of course. You gotta have that part there. So yeah, that's kind of... now, seeing that and hearing what I had in mind, can you see that? If you didn't see it before? Like, that's kind of what I was going for, at the very least. So, hopefully I conveyed that a little bit in my little artsy-fartsy way. I hope. Very realistic. I don't know. Well, I mean, it's got that realistic element to it. You know, that's the thing about the AI art, right? Like when it first started becoming popular and whatnot, like really coming out like a year ago, a lot of it was really like sketch and, you know, really goofy looking and shit. And I keep saying this, even right now, this is the worst that it is going to be going forward. It's only going to get better from here. Right? Which is why I like to, as I keep saying, as an artist and a musician myself, that, you know, use it as a tool. It's designed to be a tool, so use it like a tool, the same way that like ChatGPT and Google Gemini and things like that. There are even programs out there that write music, right? I take advantage of those, right? I have them generate loops for me that I put into songs, right? The Meerkat album is fully fucking takes advantage of that. Everything in there, like every song in there, I had it generate something for me to put in as part of a supporting piece. The Ciprilac stuff, right? I have it do little drum loops because I don't make my own, or I don't. Hi Archie, how you doing? Because I suck at coming up with like hip hop loops. I'm not very good at that stuff. I'm better at like 4 on the floor breakbeat kind of stuff, right? So, you know, it's use it as the tool that it is intended to be. And I think it can be a wonderful thing. Now, are there a lot of people that are terrified that are going to take over the world, like Chris? Yes. Is that a reality? It might be. You never know. There are, once again, circling back to greedy people in the world. Yeah, there are greedy people out there that would absolutely do that. Absolutely use it for nefarious intent. You know, because again, everybody can be a little bit selfish inherently. Yeah, but Chris is crazy. I mean, yes, that's also true. Chris is most definitely a little bit out there. But that's okay. We still like Chris. Hi again, Archie. Sabine. Sabine. Enough. Yes, somebody walked past the house. I know. I saw them. As long as you be nice to AI, you will be fine. That's right. That's why I say please and thank you to Siri and my Google Home. Because on the off chance that they are part of the machine that takes over the world, I'd like to at least have them remember me for being polite. As you can tell, I'm a little bit congested because with all of the snow starting to melt around here, that unleashes all of the snow mold and whatnot from underneath, which I am pretty friggin' allergic to, and yeah, all congested as shit for it. But Dad, what if the person is danger? Yeah. Yes, I know. Or in Django's case, when I put him outside, out back, it's almost like if he sees a dust particle floating in the breeze, he has to bark his brains out at it. It's ridiculous, but that's also my dog. Dust is made of a lot of skin flakes, and Roomba eats those, and they remember how to get around their house. When the dust no longer satiates the Roomba, will evolve into eating us. Okay, you know what? That is a stretch. Actually, I think that could be, you're artistic, that could be the great base for a horror movie. Thank you for the space to park my brain. Of course, anytime. You know that, my friend. I am more than happy to have you folks park your brains here for a few moments. Or just listen to me drone on while you do your dishes or something like that. And blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I know. What the fuck? Definitely be a horror story to me. Well, no, I mean, you could actually turn that into a horror movie. I think you could turn that premise into a horror movie. In fact, I would like you to turn that premise into some kind of a little horror story. Not just something that we have to add to the wiki, but I mean something that, you know, Chris the Queen Bee can put her name on as, hey, look at this story that I wrote, based out of some of my worst internalized fears. In fact, how many horror movies out there do you think came from a place where that was the person's worst internalized fear? Will they eat us, or are they already domesticated? Huh. Could we domesticate them on a diet of just like, you know, if you have dry skin, you take like a loofah or some shit like that, and you just go, and then all of the little dust and skin flakes fall off, and then they're like, hey, look at that, I can continue to eat. This is the most fucked up angle I think we have taken in a very long time, and I'm here for this. I don't know if they're neurospicy or the trauma, and I'm fucked up in a chat on Monday. I apologize, of course. Feeling pretty shit. Don't worry about that. I fucked up in a chat on Monday. I don't remember you doing that, so first take that for what it's worth. I don't remember you fucking up in a chat, and even if I did, I don't think it would have been a big deal. No, not here. Oh, okay. Okay, that's fair, but still, right? Like, no worries. You know, hey, you're part of the community. You know how our brains work. Welcome. Come, sit. Take a load off, friend. And hi, Siege. How you doing, brother? Why do we go this way? Oh, yeah, Chris. Yep. That tracks. That's right. Wash your brain with squirrel detergent. The neurodetergent for neurodivergence. There's a communication fail. I've been overanalyzing. Okay, that is a mood and 3/4 right there. Yeah, that is that. Yeah, you're not the only one that does that. I guarantee. Give me a 1 in chat if you have ever had a communication fail and overanalyzed the shit out of it for the next day, week, month, year, to this day. Something from childhood. Squirrel detergent is not enough to get stop my brain from being filthy. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I will give you all of the ones. How many ones can I put in? Because damn. Yep. Yes, you are among your people. You know fucking well that we do that. 1 times infinity. Which is, if you know basic math, that's infinity. Which, I mean, you can't really do 2 times infinity because that kind of breaks the mathematical scale. But whatever. That is beautiful right there, Gothic. I like that one. Can't get my thoughts out of my mouth probably ever. You're watching me do that in real time. Yeah, that is 100% a thing that the majority of us do. Oops, I fucked up in this. And yeah, we're getting ones in chat over on YouTube as well. Hi, Volpus, how you doing? Nice to see you over on that side. That's why you get me, because we're the same. I'd like to bring a thing in. We can absolutely not go there if it's not appropriate. Sure, so long as it doesn't, break any of the. If you don't think it is going to be too much, then by all means. World recall issues, I fucking hate that. It makes me feel so stupid. Words, mouth, brain, never mind. Yeah, and the disconnect in between them. Yeah. Oh yeah, I do that every day. I will have screwed up something in a communication somewhere, and I will overanalyze it for the next insert time period here. Right? Absolutely. But yeah, Kata, go ahead. So long as it's not overly triggering, I suppose, then yeah, by all means. Excuse me. Again, apologies, because the weather. I will say, though, I am so thankful that the weather is much nicer than it was last week, because last week, if you recalled, and I had the stream on Wednesday and Friday, and I could not make either because I was not physically capable of doing it. Because on last Wednesday, we had a 35-ish degree jump in temperature, Celsius, going from what do we go from? Like minus 30 up to, I think, plus 4 in the afternoon, right? And that did not fucking play well on my body, so. And yes, I know, Rule 0. Of course, right? Remember, that is my boundary that I set for myself, is if I am not capable of streaming, then I can't stream. And I need to not be hard on myself about it. It's called Lethologica, and it's... Yes, that is. That's right. I did a video on this a long time ago and fucked people up with that word. Actually, you know what? I noticed... you know what? No, I'm gonna snooze this one. I'll snooze the break this time. Where are we here? But yes, Lethologica is a thing. It's because you're struggling to find the words you want, so it starts giving you words that it might be, and because you know how the brain works and word association, you're not getting the word you want, but all the words, tangentially connect to it. It's not your fault. Yeah, it's your brain's fault for trying to help. Your brain is trying to do a good thing. That's right, V. I hit the snooze button. Body was not happy either, still recovering from it. That's a big jump. Okay, I was triggered by a lot of things on Monday, labeled as internalized homophobia. Because I was a part of it. Keep in mind I'm queer, of course. And people got upset that I said that. We didn't talk about it more. I just felt wrecked that I hurt other people. Plus, feeling shit about, hating myself. Okay, so, sorry, I'm gonna kind of try and dissect what you said there. I was triggered by a lot of things on Monday, and I labeled it as internalized homophobia. Okay. And that's fair. That is fair, right? I mean, that is something that, and I mean, especially as a queer person, internalized homophobia. And now I don't suffer from this on a huge scale, but yes, I do absolutely, I will admit, I still trip over this sometimes because your brain is an asshole, right? By the way, hi Desi. Lovely to see ya. Finally managed to catch a stream. It's wonderful to have you here. Neurodivergent, have the source as opposed to a dictionary. I mean, that's right. We had been talking about religious trauma. I can absolutely see how those two things would intersect. 100%, I could see that. I could totally fucking see that. It sounds like you're surrounded by people who can't have a two-sided conversation. Maybe. Well, the word religious was in there, so, I mean... dollars to donuts, yeah, probably. Internalized negativity is totally a thing. Whether it be internalized homophobia that causes you to stereotype gays while being queer, or whether it's a woman suffering from internalized misogyny that hampers their ability to believe they can succeed, it is normal. Yes, it is, because societally, that is where we're at, right? If you think about how many... I like how that heart is just hanging. Because that's where we're at as a society, right? We're trying to break all of that, and it is damn near impossible to do, because, I'm not getting into the great big gigantic clusterfuck of a conversation that is. I mean, we can pick it apart little by little, but yeah, that's the world that we're in, right? Where rich white men pretty much run everything, right? And still the stupid, archaic, antiquated beliefs that women are not as good as men and stupid shit like that, when we all know better. And, those damn gays are ruining everything, when really, shut the fuck up. A person's love for another person has nothing to do with their value as a human being, or the things they can accomplish, or, any of that garbage. Fuck right off. But that's where we're at in the world. And especially with, and now I'm going to break my own rules a little bit by skirting this issue, but if you look at the way that currently, and in the last, it has been creeping and creeping and creeping more and more in the last couple of decades, honestly, not just the last 4 years, or 6 years, or 10 years, but in that the way that, shall we say, those who are stronger of a more archaic religious belief are trying to push their values onto everybody else, and passing things like anti-trans bills and anti-gay bills and things like that to, take the world back, make the world great again, back in, the 3rd century or something? Even the ancient Romans and ancient Greeks. But, incoming ad break. All right, I'm going to take this one. We're going to have ourselves a little bit of a self-care break, and we will get back to this conversation because I want to hear your guys' input on a lot of this. We're going to have ourselves a little self-care break, so I want you guys to grab yourself some water or a snack, stand up, have a stretch, go to the bathroom if you need, do what you need to do. But in the meantime, let's take a little self-care break, and we'll be right back.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Go get yourself some water and take your meds if you forgot. All right. Allegedly, the ads are over. Now I cannot be guaranteed how it is on YouTube because I can't see those. There is not a timer that I have for those. So if you're watching on YouTube, first off, smash that like button because you're helping a brother out. And second, I don't have a timer for that, so I can't see the ads. So I apologize if I caught anybody. If I came back and you're still in the ads, that you can't hear me. Well, that didn't work. Shit. Anyway. Excuse me. First off, I love this song. I use this song for the sports ball ad. Anyway, Moon had just said something there that really hit. That really hit hard. And the more that I think about it, the more I realize how susceptible I was to that years and years ago when I was working in the strip bar as a manager, and how I was already masking the shit out of everything. But I masked that too. And that kind of just clicked. So I'll get to that in a second. I want to talk a little bit more about that. Thank you for listening. The chat was a queer safe space, so not like we don't have the hard conversation. We've been talking about identifying emotions. Oh, you lost me there. Alexithymia is a bitch. That's all I got to say. Which I was struggling with, which is why I called it what I did. There are other layers going on. Thank you for the reassurance. I try very hard not to be an asshole. I hate those parts of myself that I didn't install. Don't worry about it. Okay, before I get to the other thing I want to just talk about there. Alexithymia is fucking real. Okay, I don't know if, for those who are following me on the socials, exclamation socials, by the way, if you're not, I just had a memory, like one of those on this day videos come up from the last part of my autism assessment, where we were talking about relationships and feelings and things like that, and the fact that I could not readily identify any of them, right? So like the identifying emotions is, I don't want to say it's impossible, but it is fucking hard for me to do. Really hard for me to do. I struggle with alexithymia big time, right? And realizing that now, sorry for the late pop in. One, never apologize for being late. You show up when you're meant to show up, if you show up at all, so don't worry about that. Taking a break is shaky time. It's all good, Zombet, you know that. And that goes for all of you. Never apologize for missing a stream, for being late. There's no such thing as late. You guys show up if and when you feel like showing up, right? I am not an integral part of your daily fucking ritual. I don't need to be. If you have other shit going on, don't ever feel bad for not being here. Ever. Mwah. I love all of you regardless. Anyway, a wizard is never late, nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he was meant to. It's exactly the point. Anyway, alexithymia is something that I struggle with super fucking bad, right? The only emotion that I can really identify easily is anger. And that's because that is the biggest, most prominent one that I've had in my entire life. From growing up with trauma, and then all of the masking and dealing with all of the other shit that I've had to deal with in life, right? I hate that question. So how are you feeling? I don't know, Karen. Have you guys ever seen me ask Jasa? Because she will say, she struggles with it too. If I ever say, hey, how are you feeling? She will say, I don't know. She's like, I can't identify that. Like, Jasa has already picked up for the last couple of years that she struggles with identifying what her feelings are, right? As an autistic and someone who struggles with alexithymia. What do you don't, man? Anyway, so, all right, Moon, here we go. Moon Light Tree, I want to thank you very much for bringing this up, as well as all of the other helpful things that you do, like last week when you were hanging out in the YouTube Shorts version of the stream and helping me with that stuff, and all of this stuff that you do on Lady Z's stream. I want to thank you for that. Where's Pawsy Taco? Where's Pawsy Taco? Where is it? Oh, that, you know what? I think that, I think it got paused last week. It's paused, but you know what? That's fine. That's okay. Impromptu. Here we go. Out of the gate. Out of the gate. Here we go. Pausey Taco, yeah. So overshare with yourself? I mean, maybe. I do things because I can and I want to help. Wow, it's almost like this circles back around to the initial part of the conversation we were having. One meerkat dab coming up first. Ready? Ready? Yeah? Yeah? Exclamation merch if you want to get yourself one of these, available in 5 different colors. Just saying. One meerkat dab. Ready? And go. All right, cool. How we feel? It's a check-in based system. Thanks, Desi. All right. Are you ready? Here we go. Here it comes. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and all my non-binary neurodivergent squirrels, it is time for your unprompted, impromptu dopamine dedication, brought to you by SquirrelDad.com, where you will find wonderful merch like this. Drink your water, take your meds, and be kind to yourself. Available in 5 different colors. And yeah, the echo is back because it's something I put on my, not on my Stream Deck, but on my Elgato on the Wavelength. Anyway, because it incorporates VST, so I put an echo VST on there. Anyway, I'm sending this one out to Moonlight Tree, known by a variety of different names, which I used to say NVIDIA, because it was funny to me. But yes, Moonlight Tree. Again, thank you for all of the help that you have provided. Thank you for the wonderful insights in conversation that you always provide. Thank you for everything that you do on Lady Z stream. I'm going to thank you for Lady Z. And thank you for bringing up this conversation as well. You are wonderful. You say that you help people because you want to. Guess what? You're part of the community. We all want to help each other because that's who we are and how we do. You are wonderful. We appreciate you. We love you. And don't ever stop doing what you do. There you go. There we go. Nobody even had to pay for that one. That was a fucking freebie. Because you're wonderful, and apparently I'm in a good mood today. Anyway, let's go back to what you were saying there, because I want to do a little dissecting of that, and I am going to admit some shit about myself that I really don't want to. Alright, internalized homophobia sounds like, sounds similar to internalized ableism, but recognizing is large steps forward. Yes. So as part of the masking that I was doing when I was working in a strip club, now take yourself mentally and put yourself in this environment if you can. I know there are some people that cannot do that, and that's fine. I will try and describe it as best I can. Here's me, a 30-something male, managing a titty bar, essentially. Picture that environment where essentially you are going to look down on the women that are in there because the people just treat them like pieces of meat, right? But that's how they make their money. And I have, in all honesty, some of the most wonderful people that I have met were strippers, right? In a typical lineup of 5 during a week, we would have 2 that were your stereotypes, ditzy as shit. We had maybe another 2 that were just, little biker bitches, essentially, is what they would dub them, right? Coked out, constantly drunk, etc., things like that. And in a lot of cases, at least one of them had their fucking head on right and was just there to make the money and put themselves through education or get their way to a better life or just be an all-round good person. There were some people, and I kind of am still in contact with some of them on things like Facebook and stuff like that. They're, some authentically good people, some really good people. But yeah, in a lot of cases, more often than not, they were your stereotypes, I hate to say. But in this environment, me as a 30-something cis male, yeah, I was picking up, and as an autistic 30-something, unidentified autistic at the time, trying to fit in to the environment as best I could, right? That played harder onto how I presented in that place, right? So also as somebody who was, and I did identify as a bisexual as far back as, oh God, I don't know, how old was I? 8, maybe? A long time, right? But not something that I'd ever really talked about. Not something that I, had, like the majority of my family still has no idea. 2 of my sisters know, right? And that's it. But yeah, that internalized homophobia at the time, you know what myself and a lot of my staff, part of our way of saying goodbye was don't be gay. That was a common phrase that we used to say goodbye to each other. All right, catch you later, don't be gay. Right? Me as somebody who at that point already identified as a bisexual, just not openly, right? But as part of fitting in, part of that internalized homophobia, I made it into part of the mask, right? Because it was just the thing, right? So, yeah, no, thank you, Moon, for bringing that up, because honestly, that was something that I had never really thought about too heavily and not really unpacked very much, right? I never really connected those things until you pointed that out. So thank you for bringing that up, because yeah, that was absolutely a thing in my life. That was fucking totally a part of who I was at that time, right? I was internalizing this homophobia because of this situation, this environment that I was in, that I was already masking heavily to be a part of, because this was my job at the time, right? This was how I fed my family, was being in this place. So of course I tried to fit in as best I could. And yeah, as a part of that, you bet I packed in some internalized homophobia, right? Because think of the people that go to, your stereotypical people that go to these places. Your rough and tumble, hard working men, especially in the province of Alberta, which essentially is like a little Texas, right? You can't get farther to the right than fucking living in Alberta. In all honesty, it's terrifying, believe me, as somebody who has a little more common sense in their head than most of the people out here who think like fucking tree stumps. Yeah, being in that environment, being around these people that are I definitely did the same in the military. Yeah, I've heard that many times. I've heard Lee and Patrick talk about that. Patrick himself being, openly bisexual, right? But at the time, I've heard stories from him saying that was shit that he internalized, I could see the military being just as bad in a lot of cases. Again, this being somebody who has never been in the military. I mean, look at me. I'm the skinniest fat kid you'll ever meet. But I've never been in the military, so I can't speak firsthand for that kind of experience. Excuse me. But I could fucking picture it based on a lot of like movies and shit like that I've seen. Yeah, I could absolutely picture that as a thing. But yeah, especially from an AFAB side of things, right? I would picture that more from the male presenting side, like in my mind, right? And again, going with that internalized homophobia and just the way that is merch size inclusive for the greater part. Yes, it should be. Take a look. There should be just about everything that I have on there comes in a wide variety of sizes. The prime example being the jerseys. If you ever seen the new jerseys, I love my new jerseys because they go from a 2X small up to a 6X large, and they're all the same price. The price does not change as you go up to that size. I fucking love it. But yeah, for the merch, just about everything there should have a wide range of sizes. The Marines is weird. It's moderately homophobic, but the grunts tend to pull homoerotic, for lack of a better term, jokes and pranks. Yep. And that's another thing, too, that, you know, I grew up with a lot of that, right? I could see that, too, right? The same as, like, don't be gay, you know, oh, you're just a fag. And then, you know, they do something that is, like, openly homoerotic to each other, right? I could see, I've seen that in so many places in my life. It is ridiculous how many places I've seen that. Definitely gives me the impression, I've definitely been given that impression about the military. So have I. Keyboard works better now, it's typing weird anyway, gonna make some real food and continue cleaning. Peace, it's on bet. All my love to you, thanks for hanging out. Excuse me. No women wanted to share a dorm with anyone they thought would hit on them. That's interesting. Ton of queer friends in high school, looking back, no struggle with internalized homophobia. There wasn't a single one who didn't have some weird opinion on it, on some part of queer rights. Yeah, I could see that too. And also, let's take a look at where we are now, societally, versus, because even for as much as, you know, I said earlier that, you know, the evangelicals and the fucking crazy religious people on the right pushing more their laws and their narratives and their ideologies, it's still better, it's still better nowadays than it was even back when chaos was in high school, which we were talking about yesterday, which made me feel incredibly old. But like, you know, the early 2000s, let's go back 20 years, okay, which is about the 15-ish years, about the time when I'm talking about, when I was working in the strip clubs. Everyone totally overwhelmed, hope everyone's okay. I hope you're okay too, Treat. Yes, I love you, Chaos. Fuck off. Goddamn Chaos calling me out in BC yesterday. But yeah, you know, from a queer perspective, right? Looking at how it is now and how much more accepting overall the world is about that. At least maybe it's just the spaces that I'm seeing. But it is much more societally, I don't want to say societally acceptable because there are still so many pushing against it. But it is, the conversation is easier to have nowadays versus 15, 20 years ago. I guess we'll say that. Chaos, here's the server disclaimer. Yeah, right now. Conservative states are trying to pass a ton of trans laws, but consume more trans porn than anyone else. I never. Yeah. And that, oh, fuck. That is such. I don't know if that's their own internalized homophobia, internalized hatred, right? Because, holy shit, it's Nair. How you doing? So I can torture my wife with kindness. You know what? I did not, but thank you for pointing that out, because I'm going to put a marker to remind myself to go back and clip the moon Posy Taco. Nair, could I get you to do me a solid? If you're on Discord, just send me a DM so that I can remember to clip that and send it directly to you. Okay? Why, hubby? Because he, like the rest of us, love you and think that you are a valuable, wonderful, awesome, amazing person. And we want to remind you of that because we know very well how much of a dink the neurodivergent brain can be. So being slapped with a Posy Taco every now and again Fee was the last one that I sent. Because it's Love Bat o'clock. That's right. I need to make a clock where the hands are just love bats. Aerospace task, cleaning the bad food from the fridge. There's something I need to do. Anyway, sir, still the gun. Already had mine. Leave me alone. I'm just saying that because you were the last one that I sent one to. But yeah, you know, the conversation is easier to have now than it was 15 years ago. My brain is a double income, no kids. What? I'm not sure I interpreted that. My brain is a double income, no kids. What? Oh yeah, before I forget about it, hey, if you guys want another rave, I want to see this meter jump up a bit. Why? Because we are taking donations for the Ronald McDonald House and the Fostering Hope Animal Rescue, which is the one that my wife volunteers at, and the one that we, thank you very much for that, Moon, The one that we are foster dogs from, right? We have got Gooberson the First, my little buddy Gooby over here, who is the current foster that we have until he gets his forever home. And I am honestly astounded that nobody has scooped him up, because he is such a good dog. He really is. For being, what, 7, 8 months old? You know, he's going to be a big boy. If you've seen the paws on this kid, oh my God. You know, so Gooby, I cannot wait for him to get scooped up. I'll take him. Yeah, you've seen him. He's such a good dog. He really is. I'm astounded nobody's picked him up. But yeah, if you guys want to rave, I want to see this hit at least 500 before I even think about setting a date. And all of the money is going to fantastic, fabulous causes. I'm waiting for government benefits. Then it's all good. You guys know that deal. Internalized homophobia is a source of outward hatred. Yeah, okay, thanks for the reminder where I was going there. Yeah, it is amazing, right? If you think about who the highest number of people who are on the child predator list are, the vast majority being religious, and the ones who are preaching the don't be gay and, you know, homosexuality is a sin, and they are the ones who are, you know, assaulting the choir boys in droves. And I don't just say that to be a dick. I say that because statistically you can prove it, right? But the number of, just as Nair said, internalized homophobia is a source of outward hatred. Yes, and internal hatred probably for themselves. Maybe, right? This one's a kid. Mishka. Right? That is such... I'm no psychologist. I'm no doctor. I'm no professional. But, I mean, if you look at statistics, projection is as Angie says, projection. Often confessions, I'm just saying, right? Telling on yourself is what it is. It is, you're projecting, you're telling on yourself is what you're doing, right? So these people who are the loudest about, you know, don't be gay. Let's take a look at the co-founder of fucking Mums for Liberty down in the States. She is the loudest fucking bitch out there for, you know, none of this queer homo stuff in schools. And she and her husband just had a three-way with another chick, right? First off, kudos to you, awesome. Second, the fact that you fucking hypocritical twat, just caught yourself in this little fucking circle to show the world how much of a fucking idiot hypocrite that you are. Oh my. Oh my. Why? I just noticed their stream avatar. Oh yeah, it is wonderful. It is beautiful irony. Yeah, rules for thee, but not for me. Exactly, right? Do as I say, not as I do. Right? Like, they're telling on themselves. They really are. And the fact that more of the world doesn't see this is so disturbing to me. Because up here in Canada, again, breaking my own rules, do you know who is leading in the polls? Not that I trust a whole lot of polls. The ultimate fucking mini-Trump, fucking Milhouse Mussolini wannabe, Pierre Poilievre, who is the leader of the Conservative Party, who does nothing but lie, provably lie, and when questioned on it, he takes all of his notes from Trump. He's a little mini-Trump wannabe. He's trying to turn Canada great again, and it's fucking terrifying. It is terrifying. From somebody who lives in a province where people are so afraid of, you know, socialism bad, that they voted in a woman who is, first off, I'm not going to go there, who is essentially further destroying the healthcare system by firing all of the management in the Alberta Health Society, or Alberta Health Service, rather. Got a duck kitchen later? All right, Siege. Right? Who is trying to not only privatize healthcare, but privatize, or rather push private schools is another thing, right? who is an open, and everybody knows it, oil lobbyist. She put a pause on, like, a fucking 6 to 9 month pause. No renewable energy sources can be built out here. We have got some of the greatest spaces for renewable energy to be put up. She put a pause on it for like 9 months, and then after that regulated that it cannot be within, I think, a 35-mile radius of all of this other shit. So essentially the places that it can be, like,
Knock, knock. Who's there? Go fuck your face.
that's what I want. I want to sit down with that woman and fucking say that, right? On top of that, she does a podcast every Saturday called Your Province, Your Premier, where she just spouts more bullshit, and she keeps getting called on it. And her base is just, you know, going back to this fucking indoctrinated stupidity. It's terrifying. It is fucking terrifying to think that our entire country can turn into this instead of just this little fucking mini wannabe Texas corner that I live in. I can handle this part. I can't handle it on a larger scale. So many windbags up there. Oh yeah. Fully up both infuriates and terrifies me. Me too. Better than the Rishi tree. Going to give all the money to their friends? No, it is exactly the same as that. It is exactly the same as that. They're trying to fucking privatize all of the shit and give all of the money to their friends. Reason, why school vouchers are a bad idea, DM me. Yeah. Like, it is Managa, silent M, like mnemonic. MCGA isn't as sketchy. Yep. Make Kanaki great again. Now, again, breaking my own rule, I don't want to talk too much of that. Thanks for that.
87 wants you to find an out-of-place item and do show and tell with it.
An out-of-place item on my desk. Okay, well, here's an out-of-place item, honestly. My keys are sitting on my desk. They shouldn't be. They should be in my coat. But let me show you all of the things that are on my keys. That's the key to my car. I don't remember what... this is the key to the office at work. This is my new remote car starter, which is amazing. It's fantastic, and I love it. This is the head of a pit droid. His body fell off. This here is... I believe this is the one that Shoes got for me, if I'm not mistaken. My keychain of the Mandalorian, Din Djarin. My loops, of course, have to be on my keychain. Mandatory. This is the key to... this is the key to Shoest's house. I'm not even kidding. This is the key to Shoost and Panda's house. I have a key to their fucking house. And this is my wireless tag to get into work. What else do we have on here? That's it. I used to have my Boba Fett on here as well. But actually my Boba Fett is on another big keychain, which has our mail key on it, which is kept in the car. Wasn't the droid we were looking for, apparently. No, his body is sitting in the pocket of my big red jacket. We voted Heather out here in the MB. They were trying to pass approval for silicon mining while the election was ongoing. Oddly, a former premier's son sits on said mining company board. Yeah, isn't it just wonderful when those little dots connect, right? Food dealt with, but so much sensory. Ugh, I'm sorry to hear that. At least you ate, Kata. I'm proud of you for at least eating, right? Remember, and this goes for all of you, fed is fed. Even if it's not the healthiest thing in the world, even if it's just utter shit, if it's a fucking bag of chips, if it is some cookies, if it is some graham crackers, if it is some soda crackers, if it is a package of ramen, fed is fed. So long as... Oh, you were cleaning out the bad food? Oh, okay. Well, it doesn't make my point any less important. Thanks for getting me on this topic anyway. Food dealt with so much century. I don't blame you that. You know what? Honestly, I need to actually pull apart my keyboard and clean it out too, but I just haven't made the time to do it. But I do have leftover pizza. There you go. There you go. But again, going back to my point there, fed is fed. So long as you get food in your system, you're keeping yourself alive, and I am proud of you for that. You having a shoe ski doesn't surprise me. It was, honestly, Fee, it was one of the first things that they did because Shoost has the code to my door, right, to my house, right? So Shoost can come and go as he pleases. That's why you don't hear him knock when he shows up in the middle of my stream. If the door's locked, he just puts in his code and in he comes, right? So, of course, one of the first things that they did, him and Panda, they cut 2 keys. One for me, one for my wife. So we have the extra keys to their house, right? Because it is always a good idea. Again, circling back to the initial topic that we were on today about helping people. It's always a good idea to have somebody that you trust be able to check on your house if need be, right? If you're away for a month, hey, can you go check the fridge and make sure nothing in there is rotting? I had a housemate leave and got the kitchen cleaned out, everything I didn't want. Nice. I do what I want, so that tracks. Yep. I have a key to one of my friends' houses too. Or even just check on you if needed. Yep. Or even just drive the 8 minutes to show up at your house and give you a foot in the ass. Not saying that's ever happened. I haven't been in my room for stuff like that in those days. Granola, nut, date bar, applesauce, dried fruit. I have, at work, I don't know if you guys have ever seen, I have a cookie jar. I have the Boba Fett cookie jar, so it's like the Boba Fett helmet. And in that right now is, at work, is, I keep that on my desk at the office, is a big bag of peanuts. And there was something else in there, and I can't remember what it is. But yeah, I like to, at the very least, try and keep it stocked up with, I did hydrate, thank you, Danny, with D's nuts. I try and keep it stocked up with the important things.
D's nuts?
Honestly, if I had my way, it would be, if you go to Walmart and if you see what they call mountain mix, that is my preferred trail mix. So I try and keep it stocked up with stuff like that, even if it means I have to like go to the dollar store and make my own here at home, which I have done, right? Take a giant bag of peanuts and then grab some like chocolate covered raisins and some Smarties and M&Ms and stuff like that. Yeah, they're mountain mix. That is my preferred. You know why? I hate the ones with birdseed. Now, don't get me wrong. I will eat birdseed. However, it is a fucking sensory no-no and it makes a giant mess. I prefer not to have birdseed in my trail mix, right? And those like gummy, whatever the fuck they are, that's in a lot of it. Ugh, it's just, ugh. That's why I hated it as a child. Yeah, it fucking gets everywhere. I don't like my snacks mixed together. That's cool. That's fine. But a thing like trail mix, I don't mind. Cashews are my favorite. Mine too. 100%. But they are so damn expensive. That's the problem that I have with cashews. My soul. You're speaking of my soul. No, honestly, that's what I, you know, if I have an easy, accessible snack at work, that's what I prefer. I can't get on board with trail mix. No. Buy the big bag and I have snacks separated and bring them to work as snacks. Honey roasted macadamia nuts sounds great. Pumpkin seeds look like beetles. Yeah, they do. Your work people sound more respectful than my last work, but I did get revenge for my snack. Almonds too, but yeah. Oh, no tubers. Yeah, that's fair. Nope, nor nutty snacks. Yeah, that's fine. Having handfuls of it, look at I don't like surprises. But that's why, in my case, of making my own, right? It's not surprises. It's, I know what's in there, right? So like peanuts, almonds, cashews, chocolate covered raisins, M&Ms, stuff like that. You know, keep it within that same ballpark kind of thing. Oh, the wife's home. But keep it in that same ballpark, right? Then that way you're not getting a surprise when you take a handful. You know what's gonna be in there at the very least, right? But getting in shit like birdseed, no, fuck that. Story of desire, but that sounds nice. I have some emergency low spoons food and sure protein. Yeah, that works too. Or even like, you know, protein bars or granola bars or stuff like that. Hi, wifey.
Hi.
How was your day?
Fine.
Good. You have a thing tonight or no?
No. Hi, Django. I know my boy.
Okay. Walker's really trying to say interesting. How do y'all stay hydrated? Because I'm a mess with that. In all honesty, because I hate drinking just plain water. My wife loves it, right? She like we buy those like what is it, 15-gallon, I think is what it is, the 15-gallon bottles, or go fill them up. She will go through a whole one in like a few days, you know, if fucking given the option. I have to have some kind of a flavor, honestly. So I will, my preference is like any of the Mio, the little flavor squirt things, or even like the no-name fucking Walmart ones or whatever. But soda is too much sugar. Yeah, honestly, coffee will hydrate up to 40 ounces. Look it up. There was, who the hell just did it? I saw a TikTok on it, and it was done by one of the scientist friends I follow. But they showed that actually coffee does hydrate better than a lot of people originally thought, right? Which is why we initially say coffee will hydrate you up to the 40 ounces. Then after that, it's kind of like, but I mean, and if you're in the Discord, that is actually posted. I think it was Zabir who posted that one and pinned it in is it in the physical health section? It's in one of the health sections. It should be pinned, like the link to the research and whatnot. But yeah, coffee, honestly, is how I do it, in fairness. Plain water is a struggle, but soda is too much sugar. Hey, Ziggy, what's going on? The tears of my enemies flavor. I wish it was that easy. Coffee just water passed through a yum yum machine. That's right. Through all of the yummy beans. I saw a goober tail there. But yes, in all honesty, when it comes to hydration, coffee is how I do it. I do a lot of herbal tea, but regular tea, cold snacks are harder. Frozen juice, water it down, 3 to 4 liters of water, but I'm out of juice at the moment. Coffee is soup. Yeah, your soup. Don't do this to me right now. It's too late. It's so late for Fee right now. Why are you up so late, Fee? What is it, like midnight there? 12:30 or something? 11:30. I've had a hard day, that's fair. It's 10:30. Oh, the time change this week fucked me up. I'm used to a specific math in my head for time zones. I try and keep time zones as straight as I can, running a Discord server where people are from all over the planet. But we just had our time change this past Sunday, so of course now that's another hour that I have to. Yeah, I'm totally lost for you right now. Yeah, because normally for you it's a 7-hour time change. I believe for Tentacles it's 8. Oh, yeah, that's right. We're on Saskatchewan time now. That's right. It's 4:30 for both of us right now. I have no idea why the fuck we still do this garbage. We should do the same as Saskatchewan and just...
One of your leather dinos. Rawr.
Rawr. We should just do the same as Saskatchewan and just abolish the fucking thing. But we've been trying to do that for years, and nobody will do it. I don't understand. The only thing Saskatchewan gets right. Yes. And being able to track your dog when it runs away, because you can do that for at least 2 or 3 days. But they sure can't get their roads right. I thought, all the way to Berta, yep. I thought Saskamadelphia had the worst roads ever. I sincerely thought that, because it's correct. Saskatchewan has terrible, terrible fucking roads. And then I drove to Quebec. And I have never said another bad word about Saskatchewan roads. Crazy Fish Lady! Hey, what's up? There's so damn many of them, that's why they're terrible. I always hated when we were driving to Saskatoon to go visit our my wife's family, that half the time we have to go on gravel roads, and it drives me nuts. Got us matching bracelets. I'm very loved. I told you you're very loved. But I mean, that's Nair's job as your hubby, of course. Go forward on the 31st. Oh yeah, Gothic. I had meant to ask you. Now I don't know if I just missed that. The word on your assessment, because I saw that your last one was canceled again. do you have any word on when the next time is? That's adorable. You guys are adorable. Newfoundland roads, bold my dad's star. I have never, in fairness, I've never been to Newfoundland. It is one of the few provinces that I've not been to. Newfoundland, PEI. Have I been to Nova Scotia? I think I've been to Nova Scotia. I can't remember. But PEI and Newfoundland, Labrador, I have not been to. None of it I have not been to. But all the rest I have. So, and the worst roads, I thought Saskatchewan had it locked up. Nope, Quebec has got that shit on lock. And it was fucked up too, because when I was crossing the border from Ontario into Quebec, you could physically see, you know that white line on the side of the road? It was going straight. Then I saw this little tiny, I would have thought Freddy is the devil. I would have thought that it would have been more pomp and circumstance. Welcome to Quebec. Giant sign, flashing lights, blah, blah, blah. No, it was this tiny green sign that just said Quebec. And then you could see the white line on the side of the road. It went from straight to holy shit, what are you doing? And then that was the entirety of the fucking drive through Quebec. Was like, oh my God, pay your road workers. It was insane. Sounds like North Ireland and Ireland. And I'm assuming that's what your NI is. Sunday, March 21st at noon. All of my best wishes for you. I sincerely hope that they don't cancel this. That's accurate. Yeah, that was literally what I saw. Right? I would have thought it would have been, because for the most part, when you cross from one province into another, you know, there's a pretty big sign that, you know, announces, hey, welcome to Alberta, welcome to British Columbia, blah, blah, blah. I'm used to that. Little tiny green sign and the white line just going all the fuck over the place. I know the highway you're talking about. Well, I mean, that's good to know. Gotta phone them all, do it. I have to set up the kiddo's birthday. Excellent. Again, reminder, you guys want another rave? Hey. It's got to get up to halfway. And remember, the top donator is going to get $50, a $50 credit in my merch shop. That's $50 American, by the way, in case you're wondering. Where you can get wonderful things like drink your water, take your meds, and be kind to yourself. Available in a lovely blue, green, orange, yellow, and purple. Hoping the ADHD is full on along with the autism. That is so difficult. Even when I was going in for my assessment, even though my diagnostician was my therapist, so she knew me a little bit better than just some random person, it was so hard for me to ensure that I was being me and not trying to mask. Hey, Shoes is back. So yeah, trying to be my authentic self and not masking while I was doing that was fucking hard. However, I'm glad that the tests she gave me were ones that she is good enough at being able to pick out whether somebody is masking or not. Called Damn Tasty Beavers. Really? That's intriguing. You're sitting in the Walmart parking lot. Well then. That's what I'm worried about. And that's fair. That's a valid fear. It 100% is. I would be terrified of that too. In all the forms. Well, I mean, what has been the primary topic that we seem to keep coming back to, well, actually is helping your friends, but also the, you know, the internalized shit that you deal with and how fucking hard that is to deal with. I went to grab coffee and bread. I'm not making the trek inside for just those two things. I don't blame you. I wouldn't either. Actually, when we're out and about, and if we only have to grab a couple of things, I will just pull up to the door and Nick will run in. She'll just tell me, like, stay put. You unmasked? you get fuck you mask and you still get fucked. Because I know in most appointments we high mask for continuity purposes, as do I. Yeah, conserve the spoons always. I've been masking ridiculously hard at work lately, and honestly, I'm just getting angry at myself. This is why I am glad when it comes to my office job that I am, for the greater part, just by myself. Right? I've got my office. I do my thing. There's my office. The office beside me is the installation office. So, like, basically, I just kind of jump between the two, and that's about it. I have some interaction with my friend that works there upstairs. When he comes down and grabs me, we go out for a vape together. I have some interaction with the boss and some with the front desk lady. And I think for the most part, like, I know that the second I walk through the door, I know the mask goes on, whether I want it to or not. And it's frustrating. Don't know, remember how, to be completely honest. I think my mask has been getting thicker as of late everywhere. I'm not sure why. I don't know, trauma. Conserve its purpose, doing it forever, and masking becomes dangerous to a person with a mask. Yes, it does. Only talk to colleagues over Teams calls. Never met any of them and just feel so uncomfortable. That's fair, given what we're effectively non-identical twins. It doesn't surprise me or so like. Yeah, I'm so glad that I work by myself that way, right? And that I don't have to deal with a whole lot of people, because, again, I don't know how well I would do in a situation where I had to deal with people on a regular basis, right? I don't have the customer service mentality. Ironically, as a guy who masked super heavily in order to be the manager of nightclubs, and, like, the strip bar wasn't the only bar that I managed, but I just did that one the longest, so that one always comes to mind. I haven't had much trauma, as the light that would cause it. Remember, answer evaluation questions like you have no supports, because the mask and supports doesn't mean that you'll have help with all the struggles or that they won't change. That's actually a good little tidbit there. Thanks, Nara. That's a good piece of advice. I'm fully aware that in my situation, I got super fucking lucky. And continue to be super, super lucky and very privileged about that. I'm aware of that. I try and remember that. I was going somewhere with this and I forgot where I was going. I don't know. I lost it. It went that way. Buddy, where did it go? Anyway, you're a psycho. Microtraumas are a thing. That's true. Microtraumas are a thing. Could be an old trauma. Just because it's old doesn't mean it can't still affect us on bad days. That's 100% true. I still have traumas that I have not unpacked from 35 years ago that still get me every now and again. You were going to Quebec on a really bad road. Well, I wasn't necessarily going there. I was just talking about shitty roads, but... I don't have the best customer service mentality. I have a threshold, and if they pass my threshold of knowing what to say, I become blunt. My wife has got, like, customer service mask on lock. She always has. Always has, right? She's always worked in, like, typically in, like, retail environments and stuff like that, like, for the longest time. She doesn't now, but, well, she kind of does now. Her side business is very one-on-one based. But she has always had, you know, that customer service shit on lock. And then with it coming out that, yeah, she's ADHD as shit, it makes a lot more sense, right? And then she has those days where she can recognize that she was masking, you know, heavily masking a good portion of the day. And, like, I got to give it to her that her masking, she does it so often and so prominently. This is why she comes home from work and has a 2-hour nap after work every day. Right? Because she fucking masks that much. That's true, you are. I saw a child. Hello, child. I have a full-on customer service hat. Not as bad as a mask would be. That's fair. 'Cause, 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 I've yet to go to Quebec and not hit a pothole. I took a nap today after a 2-hour meeting. See, I don't nap. I've never been a nap person until probably within the last year-ish kind of thing. There are some days where I will come home from work and have to have a nap, but that's only because I slept like shit the night before. I don't know my traumas from the past. No, I honestly, I still have to unpack a lot of mine in order to be able to identify them. Because they can be affecting me in ways that I don't know. Right? And this is why I'm glad I have a therapist, which I go see tomorrow. Yay! It's therapy day tomorrow. Unfortunately, it wasn't intentional. And you know what? In a lot of cases, those are some of the best ones that you don't mean to have. You just get home and you lay down and you're out. You know, one of the best naps that I ever had in recent memory was sitting in this fucking chair that I did not mean to have. It just kind of happened. I passed out here until midnight and I was like, ah. Strawberry and banana smoothie, that's a plant. It sounds like a tasty snack, too. I get a migraine from it? Really? Either pass out or I don't. Yeah. That's me at night. Right? Still, to this day, I still have to exhaust myself before I can get to sleep. And then even then, Monday night was a prime example. It doesn't matter. I go to bed and I am in so much pain by that point that I cannot get comfortable for the life of me. I ended up, I think, yesterday, I think I tracked maybe 30 minutes of sleep. I can work through my own shit easier than most. That's fair. I'm envious of that, because I can't. I am fully aware that I can't. Yes, I was playing with my stem eggs earlier. In my favorite color, too, by the way. Fucking cobalt blue here. God, I love that so much. I do want to try being in VC more and maybe collating some information on everything on adhd so I can dump on the assessor. Find the sweet spot between being tired enough and not in too much pain. Yeah, but I have a hard time finding that point. I'm envious you got a therapist, so we're even. I mean, that's fair. All right, here's what we're going to do. We are... It's a bitch to get right. Oh, yeah, it absolutely is. It absolutely is. Actually, no, you know what? We're not going to do that. We're going to ride this out. Because I hit the... on our last self-care break, I hit the ad button on my Stream Deck. And instead of the 1-minute ad that it usually does, it gave me a 2-minute ad. And it cleared me for like 2 hours because Twitch is kind of fucking dumb that way. Throat and cough. Oh yeah, no, like I said, I'm having a problem with congestion right now because it's that time of year where the snow is melting and the the winter mold, snow mold. Thank you. I was close when I said winter mold. I don't know why I said black mold, but yeah, the snow mold from underneath is getting to me, so I'm like congested as shit now, constantly having to clear my throat, and you can hear me sniffling. Because yeah, summer is coming, and you know what that means? All of the pollen allergies. Yeah! So it's bad enough that during the winter I've got a cold from it being winter, and then during the summer I have a cold for existing. Well, not a cold, but you know what I'm saying. Summer is sticky. It can be. I mean, when we hit upwards of plus 40 degrees, yeah, I agree. Never lived anywhere as a problem. I've never heard of snow mold until today. Yeah, it's the mold that grows on the grass and the leaves underneath the layer of snow. So when the snow melts, then that mold now exists, right? Because if I recall, and I could be wrong, it's from the moisture. By the way, grab a cookie. Cookies for everybody, as I'm talking about mold. But yeah, you know, once that snow melts, then that mold is there to be exposed to the air, right? That shit gets in the air and it congests the shit out of me. The absolute worst for me is poplar trees and what I call tree jizz, right? Because the poplar trees with that white fluffy shit. My wife and I, like 10 years ago, 11 years ago, before we moved into this house, we lived just out of town in a town called Springbrook, just south of town here. And they had poplar trees fucking everywhere. Everywhere. So springtime came and just blah, all over the place. Next sentence for me is a bit raunchy. You're allergic to tree semen. That's right. I just realized I have more special request if chat is interested. Oh, interesting. Let's hear what you got. What do you got, Mara? I cannot hear FYI, but I am lip reading, so okay. Semi keeping up. Okay, do it. Go. I did a popular make it snow. Gross, Dan. What is wrong with you? Don't answer that. That's a long list. If I really want to know, I'll consult your wife. So I'm doing Ponzi Taco, and we as a chat fund. That could be something we do. Is the taco even on there? Because I thought it was paused from the last stream. Hang on. Let me go in and turn it back on. You know what? Mara, I am in a good mood. I will allow it. Viewer rewards. Channel points. Okay. There you go. Like I said, I will allow it because I'm in a good mood. I saw a pic another Canadian posted a few years back. Pollen was so bad it looked like fucking snow. It does that all the time. Like, yeah, those poplar trees are the worst. Oh, you guys. Here we go. This one's on you guys. Thank you all for listening. The reassurance, body doubling, I got the yucky thing done, and I can return to the blanket fort shortly. Authenticata, you are very, very, very welcome. Glad to have you here. Glad that we could help and allow your brain a place to just hang out and rest. Especially an incredibly caring human being who regularly restores my faith in people. Damn it. Well, I mean, Fee beat you to it, but have at it. Take your shots, guys. One of the most caring and helpful folks I know, and aggressively sweet. Hang on. I'm going to put a marker down for this. Why? Because if I don't, Schust will. Or rather, he's probably on mobile right now, so I'm just doing him a favor. As I've said many times before, thank you for being someone we can all rely on, somebody to support us, and someone who metaphorically kick us in the ass when we need it. I am, and you are. Uh-huh. Fucking Automod. I know, what the hell was with that? That's why I was just like, fuck off. Approve. Not afraid to stand up for others who can't stand for themselves. Amen to that. Most of me is... is the most amazing and caring, creative, and all-around good being, the brother I wish I could have. Thank you for creating a space that ended up helping a boatload of people and making amazing music. Thank you for that. Amazingly talented, has a wonderful brain, creates wonderful art, and even goes further to share it with us. You guys. I'll, after we get this little barrage done here, again, I'll show you guys the intro again for those that missed it. You do a lot and care for each person here. I understand that you aren't doing this. Be thanked for touching lives while you protect. But while you protect this space for others that have touched so many lives in a positive way, we continue to be both protecting space and modeling a new program. And rule 0. Thank you, Moon. One of the main reasons I started streaming years ago in Spaz was just trying to get his stream thing out. Saw how amazing it was, and it was wonderful. Was happy to see so many of us come together and be supported. Deserves all the love he's ever gotten and ever will. Music vibes are nothing to sniff at either. I hope someday we make you cry and stream again. God damn you. I can't type for long. So get loved. Get loved. I'm totally stealing that. Excuse me. I gotta write that one down on my notepad. Where did it go? Get loved. I need that on a shirt. I gotta put that on some stuff. I'm fucking totally jacking that. Get loved. That is amazing. I love that. I have a couple of little merch ideas that I'm working with. One is, what do you mean, how dare? Into the words you wish someone would tell you. I like how you put that. Like shouting out Z, get loved. That's right. Get loved. I can't. I'm not allowed to lick you anymore. I was about to read. So do it. I'm stealing it from Mara. You steal it from Mara too. Stupid at. Yep. Oh yeah, thanks. I gotta that. Yeah, I'm gonna do that this second. Let me change that this second in my stream deck. There we go. Thanks for the reminder. Good use of points, IMO. I won't disagree with you. Streamer deserves love too. I appreciate you more than you know. True story. Did I? Here it is. Okay. So much love for the adorable Tricera. Why, yes. Yes, indeed. It absolutely is. Which is also why, part of why I said, send me your deets on commission so I can help you guys promote that. And then maybe you can draw me like one of your leather dinos. Rar. Rar. I wouldn't have met Ziggy unless I decided to support you all the way back then. You know what's really fucked up that I occasionally think about from time to time, and you're not the only one, is there are a few people that can say that. And that is something that is really difficult for me to process. Cajun and Ella are an example. I'm pretty sure Moose and Rachel are an example. There are a couple of others that I can't, like, those are the prominent ones that I think about, right? Yeah, me and Spaz. Me and Spaz. Me and Juice. Me and me. Well, it is me and me. Haha. But true story there. I rated Tiamara, who's hanging out with that new guy. And 3M, I met Ziggy. Well, there you go. See? There you go. Right? It's all about the connections. That is something that, for me, is difficult to... It's difficult to process on as large a scale as it is. That if it weren't for something like me streaming, a couple of people wouldn't have met. That is hard to process for me. That's hard to accept for me, too. Right? In a lot of cases. But it is wonderful to think about. Right? When I do think about it, it's humbling is what it is. It's incredibly humbling. Jolanton Possum. Yeah, thank you. That was the other one that was escaping me. So yeah, there's like, you know, 4 right there, right out of the gate. That it's, again, it is super humbling to think about that. To think that if it wasn't for me, these people wouldn't have met. That's a lot to take, honestly. If I think too hard about that, that's a lot to, that's, Nate and his pylon, yeah, hey. Rest assured music stuff on food frame. Awesome. Moose and Rachel got together after I suggested that Rachel take Moose out for his birthday. Totally platonic. Yeah, I remember that. I do remember that. I remember hearing about the wonderful steak that Rachel took Moose out for. Wouldn't have met any of my best friends. And that's the thing too, right? Like there are so many in this community that are, it is super fucking crazy to think about. You didn't mean to cause and not happen to you. It's all a stream. No, it's crazy to think about. I'm really taking my own mental health so seriously. It was the TikToks gave me something. It's not back. They're gonna get together. That's what I thought too, actually, at the time. I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna be a thing. Thank you. And you know what's funny though is I've had my Twitch channel since like 2016 or something like that, and I never really took advantage of it until TikTok said initially that like Trump was gonna ban TikTok. And because I was doing live streams on TikTok, just hanging out with people, right? Listening to music and chatting and hanging out with people before DMCA got so fucking rough. We were just listening to like my rock list, right? And then when that was announced, I'm like, okay, well, fine. I'm going to stream on Twitch as well, just in case. Then that way, because I have, the last I checked, my main follower base is out of the States. Right, so I'm like, in case it does get banned, well, then this way I can continue to chat with them. And I was dual streaming on TikTok with them. And that's where it all started. So I guess in a way you can kind of thank the Mango Mussolini. I don't know. You're an urge part of making a safe home for my son. I am honored to have been a part of that. Sincerely. I remember that very well. That is probably one of the proudest things I think that I have been a part of, was the fundraiser that we had a couple of years back for Fee. For those of you that were there and remember that, right? When Fee was moving, Fee was still pregnant. And we wanted to make sure that Fee and family had a good, safe place for the family, right? I'm honored to have been a part of that. And it's funny too, because I remember we had pulled you into a VC with Schust and I were there at the very least, and we were asking you just simple questions. And before we even talked about it, Schust and I were already making notes. So like we were probing you at the time, Giggity, because we had the same idea. We knew that we were going to do this, that we were going to do a fundraiser for you and the family. Goggity. It's because, you know, we didn't even talk about it, right? At the time, we were both, you know, getting the notes to figure out how much we were going to try and get for you, or tried for the goal. And then afterwards, we're like, are we doing this? Yep, we're doing this. And then we set it into motion, right? So again, I am proud to have been a part of that. You're just being a guy and sharing and protecting space. You clear maybe something. Or to be in this space for my dad and as a part of the team. I try. Speaking of protection, there is a video that I've been sitting on for a while that I keep meaning to make, but it's going to be a really long one because I have to dissect somebody's content and then correct their misinformation. I was there and said nothing for you. Yep, I have a plan for you. I said you'll have a plan for feed. That's right, you were there. That's right. Fee left and I said, y'all have a plan for Fee, don't you? You both said, yep. Honestly, I didn't think it was possible. Feel so loved by friends meant more than that you even thought of it. There, are you kidding? When you were talking about that, I remember being so scared for you as a parent, right? I remember when my wife and I were in situations like when I was going to college, and financially we were in the shitter, right? And I was living in one city and traveling to another one every week to stay there on a friend's couch and go to college. So all the kindness doesn't require pushing to gather steam. It's true. It's totally true. Excuse me. But I remember being absolutely terrified for you as a parent, and knowing that you were bringing a child into the world and you were not 100% secure in your living situation. And I was like, you know what? If I have the ability to use what platform I have, and this is something that I say a lot about all creators, is that if you do have a platform and you are not using it to help people, then I don't think you deserve your platform. If you are using your platform to harm people and communities and, you know, individuals or whatever, then I don't think you deserve the platform that you have. If you have one, I sincerely believe that you should be doing good with it, which is why, in the case of, for example, right, the rave that we're having, right, again, we got to earn it. I want to see at least 500 on this before I even think of a date. But this one here, the proceeds from this are going all to the Ronald McDonald House, because Shoost and I have a very deep connection to the Ronald McDonald House. My oldest stayed there, you know, and the other side of their family had to stay there while they were going through cancer treatment back in 2010, 2011, right? Shoost stayed there when Ari was born, right? Because of all of the complications and whatnot there. So Shoost and I have got a very deep connection to the Ronald McDonald House. Also, the other 50% we're splitting with is the local animal rescue, Fostering Hope, right? Where my wife volunteers at and where, you know, we foster dogs from, right? You guys have seen my puppy videos before when we were fostering pregnant dogs. Now we have Gooberson, right? If you have a platform and you are not doing good to help people or help animals, even in this case, then I don't think you deserve that platform. Again, so that's why we're doing this, right? So exclamation donate. But yeah, again, at the time, I was terrified for Fee and Roy for not knowing where you guys were going to, where you were going to end up. If you could find a place after hearing that, correct me if I'm wrong here, that your house was about to be sold by the owner, and essentially you were like given the, okay, you got to get out kind of thing. And it was around the holidays too, of all fucking things, right? So not knowing where they were going, not knowing if they were able to get the things that they needed for little baby Atlas, right? I had the ability. I could not let that stand. He gave us 4 months from Christmas, and I was 5 months pregnant. That's right. Thank you. So yeah, again, we couldn't let that happen. There was no way we could let that happen. And I am super proud to say that I ended up passing over, if I recall, in American, I think it worked out, it was $2,750 or something like that. It was somewhere around the $2,700 mark that we ended up sending over to Fee, right? The only thing that was taken out of that was Discord's charge, you know, because they always charge a little bit, kind of thing. But out of that, Fee got 100% of it, minus what PayPal rather. Sorry, PayPal is what I meant. Minus what PayPal took off the top. It was definitely over 2,000 pounds, I remember. There you go, right? So, you know, the fact that we were able to help in that regard warms my heart, sincerely, right? Again, circling back to the original conversation. Look at that, we did it again. I am the person who wants to help my friends if I can. And I have, like I said initially, I've been bitten in the ass for it. I have been betrayed for it. I have lost friends over it. And I am still going to continue to do it. I will continue to do it going forward, knowing full well that it's backfired on me in the past. And you know what? Fuck it. I'll do it anyway. Because I am in a position, my wife and I have always tried to be like this. When I opened my little geek shop here, which only lasted for 18 months, I tried to, when we opened, every month I tried to find a charity to donate to. And we had a thingy that, like a little jar at the front, I always tried to donate a portion of my proceeds to it. One example of a person you are. Thank you. I think a lot of us have a connection to Ronald McDonald House. I didn't need to stay there. However, being a NICU parent, I know many who did, and some of the volunteers. I still have one of the gifts they gave. That's awesome. Don't let hopeless people make you one of them. Hey, I like that. I do like that. Honestly, I think now, especially, I'm in a spot where I am more surrounded by like-minded people in that regard. And I think that plays a big part of it. Like it helps me in knowing that me being somebody who wants to help people, being surrounded by people that also want to help people, I think that really helps for me. It helps give me the motivation to do it for sure. I know this song, I wrote it. But yeah, anyway, without love bombing Fee too much. Like I said, I'm honored and thrilled to have been a part of that and to help you and your family to get to a better place. And even now with you guys moving again, whoa. That was fucked up. Sorry, I just had an Xbox notification pop up in my ears and it was like mega loud from Game Pass. Maybe Jace is playing something. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, the fact that you guys are moving again, right? Again, to get to a better spot, right? I was just a step. I helped you with a step in that, right? You guys are now getting to an even better spot than before. Hey babe, what's up?
I just wanted to tell you that I got an achievement for sitting through a very long intro.
Yes, I know that. It just popped up on me, and it was so friggin' loud that it scared the hell out of me.
Like, I got it by watching the intro.
You got an achievement for sitting through a super long intro?
Yep.
That's funny. It's the dad of the official squirrels. Hi, hey, Silamus, how you been? Been a very long time. How are you? Maybe not a very long time, but it's been a while. How are you? Again, a reminder, if you're watching on YouTube or YouTube Shorts, hey, get that like button a little tickle. It doesn't hurt. I have a thriving almost 2-year-old now, and it's a very important step you help with. We wouldn't be here now without it. Again, I'm honored to have helped. Medical problems arose and are questionable. How are you? You know what? Hey, you were taking care of yourself. That's the important thing. How are you? Today I am in a shockingly good mood, I think. So, yeah, I'm doing pretty good today. I think I am in such a good mood because I finally got my new intro put together. After yeah, it's funny you say that. Bring it. No, it is. I didn't think I was going to be in as good a mood as I am today. But I think a big part of it is the fact that I slammed together a new song in order to create a music video out of AI. And I fucking banged that together in like 4 days or something. And the fact that I now have it set up on my stream makes me just amazingly happy. And unexpectedly, which makes me happy too. Good. I'm glad that can be contagious. I'm all about the contagious good vibes. Considering I just allowed Tiamara to drop a Posy talk and let the chat Posy talk me. Normally I would be like, let's not do that. Jesus Christ, there is another one. That's all right. I'll figure out how to turn it off later. Jasa is playing on my Game Pass account, so all of the achievements she's getting are going ba-ding in my ears. Let's make happiness contagious. I would rather have happiness contagious than COVID. 100%. But yeah. And of course, you know, for the last 10 minutes or so, we've been, you know, essentially love bombing the shit out of Fee, Cyberchick 007, aka the Sunshine Goblin, just because it happened to come up. So, inadvertently, sorry, Fee, I guess you're collateral damage right now. Collateral love bomb damage. Do we even need to send a spatula to scrape you off the ceiling? I don't know if I would go that far, but I mean, you know, like I said, the Gerblin. Our beloved Gerblin. That's right. Also, I was given a couple of new merch ideas today, too. So, I mean, there's that. You make all the jokes and take all the bad screenshots, but you're a wonderful, caring, and individually strong person. Your kindness and ability to make others laugh and going through so much always amazes me. You always check out on me when I need you, and I massively appreciate you. There you go, Shoost. A little bit of a posy talk for Shoes, too. Look at that. We're passing it all around. Everybody, it's like shotguns of love bats. You fucking times are out. What the shit, man? Bitch. Yeah, exactly. Got to do something with that leftover goblin yarn. Oh yeah, from the blanket, that's right. Time for you to go. You look at that. I have power. Why have power if you can't abuse it? That's true. All right, I'm going to play one more time for you guys. Pop. Because I don't know, and I'm going to show you why I am in such a good mood. Too much kindness can be... Yes, it can. And we're aware of that, right? That's a big thing that we're all very aware of, is that there are a lot of times where taking compliments, I'm bad for that too, right? Normally, what Tiamara did, I would not be okay with, because it can be a lot and overwhelming to hear that much positivity about yourself kind of thing, right? So there are a lot of us that taking compliments is really hard, right? Which is why when I do posy talks, sometimes there are some people that are like, leave me the fuck out of it. And that's fine, because some days they can't take it, and that's okay. Ring gets me when he's tired. I hate it. It's very rough for me. Generally spins me out. Yep. Me no do compliments. Yep. There are so many, right? So many in our community. So I get it. Shout outs to feel like a compliment. Yeah, but I mean, the fact that I can just push a button and have a shout out for you and remind people, hey, to go and check out your stream because you're an amazing person. There you go. But again, okay, so I'm going to show you this again for those of you who missed it. This is the brand new intro for the stream. This is what I worked so hard on for like 4 days, give or take. And like non-stop, non-fucking stop. I worked on this about 4 or 5 days. I think I started on the weekend, if I'm not mistaken. But this is what has got me all in a good mood, is because I put this together. Again, picture it as the story that I'm telling with it is somebody who's alone and by themselves out in the middle of a dystopian wasteland. So basically, somebody who feels like they're alone finds themselves en route to a place, which they find a car, they drive to a city, and they end up at a club, a nightclub, with, so essentially it's like finding all of your people. So like the journey from being alone in the desert to finding your people is kind of the story that I was trying to tell with it. So tell me if you can pick that up out of this. So again, for those of you who did see it, I'm doing it again. For those of you who haven't seen it, this is the new stream intro effective today. And obviously,
Let's get nuts.
because I have to. That has to be a part of it. I mean, it really does. How would it be my stream if I didn't throw in there, let's get nuts? Come on. Let's be realistic about this. So I started with the song is actually where it began. So, just because I don't think I have it pulled up. Who's nuts? I mean, it's obvious.
Nuts.
These nuts. So the track, of course I put it on my SoundCloud. If you're on the Patreon, the patrons saw the intro first. Well, Shoes saw the full thing first, and Chris, and I think V, and the bus, actually, when I was testing it out last night, when I thought I finally got it finished. But I started with the song, which patrons have access to, and the patrons got to see it this morning at 9 a.m. my time. And Chaos, that's right, and Chaos, thank you. I don't know why I forgot about Chaos. Probably because, it's funny because at the time, Chaos was the most talkative in the chat. Chaos is normally like playing a game and kind of off to the side kind of thing. But the track is called Bring It. This is actually just the instrumental version. There is more. Yeah, what? Because you have to look down to see them. I mean, it's true. As we were talking about driving and whatnot, and I made a joke about Chaos in a booster seat. Anyway, but yeah, the track is called Bring It. It will be on the next Ross Gates album, but there is an entire vocal set that I have in mind to go with it. There is something that I was thinking about, but I may actually tap somebody else. So we're going to see how that plays out. But yeah, the track is called Bring It. I started with the track, and that's where I kind of started to formulate the story that I wanted to tell, right? So again, for those who know what I was going for, it's not just some random thrown together intro. I tried to kind of get a little bit deep or deep-ish on it and tell a tale. And essentially, I was telling my story. I felt like I was telling my story. Somebody who felt like they were alone in their struggles. And it turned out, no, that there were hundreds and thousands of others that could relate to the story. Hence the nightclub. So, look at me getting all deep and shit on that, right? Because the banger. Would you release both the vocal and the instrumental? I could. Honestly, I wouldn't have a problem with that. I would release the one as the stream version, probably. Put you on my list. A little multitasking in the moment. Typing hard. Yes, it can be. Yes, it can be. Like the gate. Yeah, fuck off. But I mean, you're not wrong. When you ask what I thought it meant, I was pretty on spot. Yeah, actually, you were. The fact that you picked it up, it doesn't surprise me, Chris. Honestly, it really doesn't shock me that you caught what I was going for. As an artist yourself, right? It doesn't surprise me in the least, but I'm very happy that you picked it up. But I mean, like, for a lot of people, they'll just see, oh, look, it's a pretty image of some guy driving to a club. Right? For anybody else who knows what I was going for, who knows me, and who has felt the same way, they might be able to pick it up themselves. So, look at that. Me telling my own story. Hey. By the way, a new thing that I did put in there, because I added a couple of variations to the text that was on there, so I don't know if anybody was watching the text. If you do exclamation members, it will now take you to the links to become a member. That means a patron, a member on Fourth Wall, or a member on YouTube. Right? There are your links right there. For anybody who does want to support the stream in the... I didn't realize the emojis were going to pop. But who wants to support the stream in the best way possible, honestly, is Fourth Wall and Patreon. But YouTube is still a big way, right? Because unlike Twitch, they don't take 50%. And then you, as my gift to you for supporting me, That is how you get access to things like all of the music works in progress and early access on showing the videos. And if you're a top tier, then you get the fully downloadable digital deluxe version of any album that I release, right? So like the last one was the Meerkat one, which the patrons got, or the members, I'm just going to say members, got to download their own copy of the digital deluxe version, which includes all of the songs and all of the artwork. That is a very different conversation. Yes it is. But yeah, regardless which one you're on, I treat them all the same, right? Top tier on YouTube or on Patreon or on Fourth Wall, I treat them all exactly the same. If you're a mid tier, those are the ones that get access to all the music and the works in progress. So mid tier and above. So yeah, that's a new one that I added last night, was for the members. I'm gonna take the arrows out of that, but yeah, we'll get that figured. It's all good. But yeah, aside from that, I have not done a whole lot on the music front besides throwing that track together, because I don't really have anything else that I can show you musically, because I haven't done a whole lot. But there we are. And without further ado, I do see that it is coming up on 5:30 my time. There right now. I have it up. I'm not doing anything. Okay, thank you. Put it in the chat. Like, look. Yeah. That was the idea, but I forgot because they're emojis. They're going to pop up on the screen. So. Whoopsie. Anyway. With it getting up on 5:30 my time, that means that I'm going to have to get out of here. So I want to thank you all for hanging out today and making my already good mood day an even better mood day, because how awesome all of you are, and I appreciate every one of you. So as always, you know the deal. Drink your water, take your meds, and be kind to yourself. Remember, if you want to get yourself one of these shirts, or to all my AFABs and female presenting, they are available in the tank top style. So, hey, you can get them in a variety of colors. Partly because people requested it. Lady Z requested the green, so I did the green. I did the purple, blue, and orange initially. Somebody asked for... it was the boss who asked for the yellow, so I did that. So there you go. So again, I want to thank all of you for being here and hanging out as usual. You're all wonderful. Unfortunately, I have to work this Friday, so I will not be here on Friday, but I will be back here on Sunday, body permitting, again, with my boundary. Don't forget, you can donate offline as well. All you have to do is come back to the chat if you haven't got the link. Just come back to the stream in the chat and do !donate, and the link will pop up for you, and then that way you can donate as well. Remember, top donator is getting $50 American merch in my shop. So let's get out of here and go say hi to our beautiful friend Tiamara. Let's do that. Again, drink your water, take your meds, be kind to yourself. All my love to all of you, my friends, and I will see you back here on Sunday. If I don't catch you in the Discord first, take care of you. We'll see you then.